and a welcome in or a welcome back. It's a Monkey Mar. Before we get into today's video, please make sure you click that subscribe button, the like, and the bell for notifications. Alright, let's get into part 15 of the missing California City / Bakersfield boys, Orson and Orrin, aka Sincere and Classic West, remain missing more than 2 months. So this was an older timeline that I've updated a little bit, and I want to discuss the timeline, and then let's discuss the new news about them giving the case over to Bakersfield police, and touch on a few comments because some people obviously do not watch my whole video, so I'm going to address a few of those. And with that, guys, let's get into it. I am going to try to get through this as fast as I can because I do not want to make this a long video. I'm trying to get to 15 minutes or so people don't get bored or whatnot. But let's get into it. While many questions remain unanswered as the search continues for brothers Orson West 3 and Orrin West 4, there are some things that have been confirmed through law enforcement and family. Details made public are contained in the following timeline. While many questions remain unanswered as the search continues for brothers Orson and Orrin, there are some things that have been confirmed through law enforcement and a family. Details made public are contained in the following timeline. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go over anything repetitive. So we know December 21st supposedly was the night that Orrin and Orson were playing outside, and the firewood and the chalk, and he went inside and the kids were gone. They were kidnapped or they ran away. So Monday at 6 p.m. the parents report them missing. Monday 8 p.m. the police send out a news release that provides a description of the boys but not their names or photographs. That information is released hours later. And I think they said they were wearing the same exact thing, like sweats, a dark sweatshirt. Then Monday night, volunteers and police search areas near where the boys went missing. Police bring canines to the home. The dogs find the boys sent inside the house but not outdoors. So if the dogs are correct, a lot of people are saying that those boys never made it to California City, but the dogs smelled them inside the house. So that's a little bit confusing. December 22nd, it was Tuesday around 9 a.m. Daylight comes. Volunteers continue to search and spread through the surrounding area. They find nothing. Tuesday afternoon, police take the adoptive parents in for further questioning. Tuesday night, armed with a search warrant, investigators go through the home and leave with evidence collected in several brown bags, including a duffel bag. The adoptive parents' van is towed to be searched. Police tell 17 News the FBI is involved and agents question the adoptive parents. Police say the parents are cooperating. We get into December 23rd, 2020. This is Wednesday afternoon. The adoptive parents speak with media, and boy, do we remember that well. Oh, the rocking and the grabbing the armpits, and yeah, I was actually getting dizzy through that interview. They were told by police to stay home. During the search, I would have torn that neighborhood up like a mad woman looking for kids. Trezell West explains how the boys went missing. They fostered the boys in 2018. Then adopted in 2019. They say they have 2 other adopted children and 2 bio children. They were removed and since the investigation began. And then they took the cell phones. Other technological devices were seized by police. Wednesday afternoon, police searched the home again. Wednesday, the boys' adoptive parents, Trezell and Jacqueline, discussed the case with the media. Wednesday night, investigators work under bright lights, set up families, a backyard. It's unclear what, if any, evidence was found. And then 6 days, it goes quiet. We get into December 29th. Sorry, guys. And we got California City Police Chief John Walker tells the media foul play is suspected and nothing was found when investigators dug up the West family backyard. So then we go, 3-4 days later, January 2nd, 2021, the extended family of the missing boys issues a statement expressing their hopes for the boys' safe return, that they are cooperating with authorities. And that's the day that the West home in California City has been targeted by rocks and attempted break-ins, according to the statement. 2 days later, the 4th, businesses offer a total of $25,000. January 17th, the reward goes to $100,000. The 25th, the California City Police Department is asking for residents to report anyone seen trespassing at the AP's house. A candlelight vigil was held outside the boys' home, praying for their safe return. On the 31st of January, after 41 days, there are still very few leads in the disappearances of Orrin and Orson, according to Cal City Police Department. So on February 1st, the Cal City Police and the FBI revisited the home of the Orson boys' APs this Monday morning with special equipment that sends a signal into the ground to see if there is anything underneath. Nothing was found during the visit, according to police. Now those were those lawnmower looking imaging devices that I showed you. That's what they're talking about that day. Then on the 2nd, a candlelight prayer was held outside the home in Bakersfield where the boys lived before they were adopted. May 1st was the boys' prayer run and the food run. And then May 1st, and we're going to get into this article where the Bakersfield Police Department has taken over the case. This absolutely mind-boggling, the back and forth, the confusion. So, I know what I think. Let's get into this article. We'll discuss what people think and get into the comments and see where our mindset is, especially after the new news of Bakersfield and the FBI taking over the West Boys case. Okay, so this was the full release that was released a couple days ago. The Bakersfield Police Department is now the primary or lead agency for the investigation into the December 21st, 2020 disappearance of Orrin and Orson West and the circumstances surrounding it. The California City Police Department and FBI will continue to have active roles in the investigation. The primary or lead agency is responsible for investigative strategies, obtaining information, resource allocation, and fact compiling due to facts now known to investigators and the circumstances surrounding the disappearance. The city of Bakersfield is a historical nexus to the children. The Bakersfield Police Department. Okay, this part right here is very telling to me, in my opinion. The Bakersfield Police Department is asking for anyone who had contact with Orrin and or Orson West within the past year, regardless of the context, to contact us via secret witness at 661-322-4040. Anyone with information regarding the whereabouts, circumstances, or history of the little boys is encouraged to share that information with law enforcement by utilizing the witness secret tip line. And I'll go ahead and drop that number below in the description. We understand the public outcry for information regarding the ongoing efforts to locate Orrin and Orson West. Significant resources have and will continue to be allocated to explore all tips, investigative leads, and possibilities. However, specific information regarding law enforcement efforts, strategies, and knowledge will not be released to protect the integrity of the investigation. Our goal is to return the boys, and the investigation will continue until that is accomplished. All inquiries regarding this investigation should be directed to the Bakersfield Police Department. So, what do you think about that? I'm confused of what I think about that. We'll talk about this when we get into the comments. Wow, guys, 129 comments. There is no way I am going to be able to touch on all of them, so I am going to touch on ones that, I don't know, ones that have to do with the situation now, maybe. Let me go ahead and start looking through them, and let's see what we are thinking. So the ones that I do not touch on, I will definitely come back and read them and answer them. I'm going to touch on, I don't know. So is Jay Stelladoro, who in the world would give people with no solid income a secure home to people like these characters? Somebody screwed up so badly, and I would love to know who that social worker and judge that granted these idiots custody. Maybe we should focus on those two, looking for who did this. Good live, girl. I agree. I think that from what I've read, and no, I am not a CPS worker. I am not an expert. I don't claim to be. I ask you guys what you think because I don't know everything. But I think from what I know that if they are a resource family in Bakersfield, which they are because they foster and adopt, that the social worker that put those boys in there, I don't know if it's a family member. We all know that Wanda West worked for CPS. So yes, that is what they need to investigate on the shady side of DCF. But I'm going to keep saying it. The APs did something to those boys. It's Bakersfield's fault for putting them in that home, or whoever did, to help them make money. It's like almost like a adopt out kid job service. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Pretty scary. Mary Martin, I keep thinking he had a dog or dogs at his home, so why would he not take them to go searching of getting in the van for his drive away? Because he didn't have to go look for them because he knew he was not going to find them. Yeah, he spent a big 6 minutes. You go, Trezell. You know what happened to them boys. Okay, right here. So we have enlightened one right. Social workers' visit didn't have anything to do with the boys. Their case closed at the time of adoption. Maybe they were checking on the two foster boys. There you go. See? So I guess once the adoption is over, do they not ever go and check on the kids? Is it like that? I don't know. But like she is saying, they did have two foster boys in the house also. So if you have two foster boys in the house and two little boys go missing, you know the foster boys' social worker may stop by, but that's when you have to ask yourself, who is the social worker? And did she let it slide that she didn't notice those boys, or they came up with an excuse? All of this is speculation. All of this is hearsay. We'll get into what I think about Bakersfield taking over, because I've always thought from day one they know way more than we know, and I honestly think they are going to be making an arrest very soon. But they need to have that one piece of evidence that they can get them into jail and hold them. Coochie-coo, rock and roll, hoochie-coo. I like that name. In my opinion, if on the 19th they took just 4 of the kids with them, leaving Orson and Orrin alone in the house, or caged possibly, or left dead while both APs take the other kids out, that would explain if in fact only 4 children were taken to grandma's that day. If the surveillance camera is any proof that the foul play was the APs and nobody else. it's insane, Kuchaku, because a lot of people do not think they even made it to California City, but then the dogs pick up on a scent inside the house, but they pick up on a scent from something that was brought to the house from Bakersfield when they moved and the boys were never there. All of this stuff the police are not going to tell us because it will jeopardize the case. Christine Vigent, I believe it also. I feel an accident happened to the younger of the two babies, and the older one witnessed it, and the adopted parents freaked out, and the older one had to be silenced. I tend to listen to my gut feeling, and I feel like the wife did something because she was not seen looking for them at all. And if you notice in the interview, he tends to follow her guide on what she says. We all have the same gut feeling that it's not a coincidence. I agree with you somewhat, but my opinion on this is Trezell has a serious anger management problem. And I think that, like Kuchaku said earlier, rambunctious my ass. I think they did something to the older one, Orrin, because of his fat lip, the ear, like his mom said, what happened to my baby, Ryan Dean posted, and that scar underneath his left eye that he did not have when he was younger. But you could be right. It could have been the mom. But I think in the interview with the mom and the dad, I think that she looks absolutely paranoid. She's crawling out of her skin. And the way that Trezell looks over at her, I think Trezell is the monster, in my opinion. That's why I love different opinions, because we can all agree to disagree and have a good, healthy debate and conversation. That's what I'm looking for on this channel. Shayna Wirtz, there's a witness, a lady who works at grocery outlet, who says she saw them on the 21st. I don't know. I do not know. Questions everything. You put a lien on the person you are trying to collect from, so you can't get tax return, etc. Maybe these are cases against the bio dads for support. Had a support order with a lien, and after 25 years, bio dad went on SS out there, and I collect to this day all the back support as the kids were adults when the lien worked, because he went on SSI. So let me ask you, question everything. Was the lien on him to be on his credit report and background, or was the lien on you? I have no idea about custody battles, custody hearings. But if there's a social worker that is in California out there, and you want to come and talk to us and explain to us on the show, because I am really getting ready to schedule a live before this Sunday. I promise, guys. Trying to figure out the rest of my work week. But let's discuss it. All right, Annie Oakley, love listening to you. Good job weeding out the speculations. I think we need to follow the money. Thank you, Annie. Thank you for watching. All right, guys, I am going to touch on a few more comments. This video is getting long, and I will go ahead and respond to most of these comments. 137, guys. It is a lot, but I'm going to do my best. But Shayna Wirtz comes back and says it's not right how they blamed Ryan Dean for something that happened when she was at work. You are correct. That's why I think there's more to the story, and that's why I do not know anything about DCF and social workers. They've never been to my house. But like I asked in the prior video, and why I would like to talk to a social worker, is if his femur was broken, the older one, Orrin, how come they left all of the other kids in the house? I don't know how that works. I'm asking. I'm not speculating. Okay, I'm going to touch on these last two comments. And yes, we are going to take this live because I think a lot of you misunderstand what I'm saying. I do not know who did it. I don't know if the bio family was involved. Let me go right here. My live recorded. Yeah, my live will, I guess it will come out after I go live. Like, I'm not going to delete it. I have not been live yet. Let me see, where is that one comment? Little Miss Smithy. You're following views. The Bio family have motive and have not been cleared. Oh, little Miss Smithy. I never said they're cleared. I never said they didn't have motive. I've also said I do not understand why Ryan Dean is not out at the vigilance. She's not out for the food run, the bike run. No, I do not. I have not put anyone out of the picture. I do not speculate who did what. But, in my opinion, I think Trezell snapped. He hurt one of the boys, and they had to cover it up. I cannot imagine selling or trafficking two boys that are adopted with two foster kids in the house, and you're not gonna think that people are not going to look for them. I'm just not buying it. But guys, that's my opinion. What we're gonna do, we're gonna schedule a live. We'll have an open panel. You guys can come up, we can talk, see where everyone's at. Good, healthy debates. No drama, no BS, because I'm not about it, guys. Let's end it on this. Bakersfield has taken over the investigation. Why? Because the police know more than we know. And obviously, it went down in Bakersfield, in my opinion. I could give John Walker a call. Maybe now he's not so busy. He'll talk to me. I'm only kidding. But I do not think they went missing on the 21st. I am not even sure they made it to California City. I think the social worker needs to be, just to see who she is. Is she related to the family? Does she know the family? Hey, maybe she lives in the Casa Loma apartments. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not speculating. I do know that Sherry Vasquez and her boyfriend Noe Medina also have an address at another apartment complex right around the corner. And I am going to give that information to a few people that have boots on the ground and to do a drive-by and see, maybe they're renting out apartments in all different kinds of communities and putting kids in them. Yeah, something's not right, guys. All right, I will go ahead and we will get on a live before the end of this weekend. And what else is there? Also, guys, go ahead and make sure you drop them comments. You know that I do love them. And on the next, and when I go live, we will go ahead and talk about them comments on the live. And maybe by then we will have some new information out and know a little more where the West Boys are now that we've got Bakersfield PD and the FBI working on it. So let's just pray that there will be an arrest soon, and they do know a lot more that's going on that we do know. To me, this picture says it all. We know that the Bakersfield police were out with the tape searching the area across from the Casa Loma apartments. So guys, let's just pray that soon these boys will be found. And with that, guys, it's a wrap. I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for watching. Please like or dislike, whichever you prefer, and subscribe. Everyone have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant. I am out.